Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. A little while back, Spectrum Noir came out with a new version of their Tri-Blend markers. I have a series of videos that showed this initial set of 24 that I got, and I swatched them out and showed the colors. And then because I was set up on auto ship from HSN, I was able to get an additional 24 markers. I had 6 sent to me at a time, 4 times throughout the year. I don't know if those additional 24 are still available or if just this basic 24 set is available. But let me show you those and what is different with these new ones. So I actually have a Spectrum Noir case for this first version, and it contains all 48 of the markers. Now what these are is 3 markers in one. Typically when you want to do a nice blend, you want a dark, a medium, and a light color to make, you know, a nice blend. So they put all 3 of those colors in one marker. Okay, so you have your dark. These are bullet tip markers. Okay, you have your mid-tone, and then you have your light. So again, they make the perfect blend all in one marker. There were concerns on how well you could blend though with these bullet tips. So much easier to blend with a brush marker, right? If you're familiar with Copics or any other type of brush marker, you know how much easier it is to blend with a brush rather than a chisel or one of these fine nibs. So what Spectrum Noir now came out with is, let me get these to the side. They did come out with brush markers. So these are identical to what I just showed you, only they have brush tips now. So I have not looked at these. I've had these sitting on my desk for a while and it's been killing me. So we'll go ahead. We will take a look at these. Now I am not sure if the 24 colors that are included in this initial set are the exact same as what was included in the 24 of the bullet tip initial set. And I think these are the only colors that are available in the brush tip. Like I said, I don't even know if those additional 24 colors are available anymore. They may be. Oh yeah, I forgot. They individually wrap every single one. I think what I'm going to do, because I do want to swatch these all out, I'm going to pause the camera and I am going to unpackage all of these because it does take a bit. If you find because they are, what do you want to say, perforated? Wait a minute. No, they're not. Okay. When you receive the other ones, they're all individually wrapped and you have to unwrap every single one. These aren't. Okay, I guess I don't have to pause the camera. So, oh, these look nice. It gives you the name of the blend. Let me zoom you in a little bit. Just like on the bullet tip tri-blends, they give you the name of the blend. So, for instance, this is the dark red blend. And then they picked out 3 of the shades from their great big Spectrum Noir marker set, and I think there's what, 200 and some colors. They picked out 3 of the dark reds that they figured would blend together nicely. So 3 shades of the dark red. So in this instance we have DR1, DR4, and DR7. Now you can see which end is the dark and the mid and the light by the color of the rings. You can see this is dark on this end, light on this end. So if you're one that likes to start and go dark to light when you blend, you would start with this end. So let's take a look at the marker itself. Oh, it's a nice brush tip. Yay! I do have their Illustrator markers. To me, the brush tips are quite soft. I do prefer the brush tip of the Copic and even the Ohuhu, I think, a little bit more than the Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers. So we'll have to see if these are as soft or if they're a little bit firmer. So you have the brush tip there. Then you have your mid-tone. And finally, you have your light. Oh, this looks so nice. Because I know one thing that was asked before these came out in the bullet tip version is, are they refillable? There were varying answers. When they first came out, they said, no, they're not refillable. Now, however, they say they are refillable. You just take out the nib, and you can use Spectrum Noir has refill inks, and you can refill them. To me, it's a little hard to get those nibs out, but not impossible. And of course, if you are going to refill these, because I'm assuming they're going to be saying that these are refillable, normally you never want to pull out a brush nib. Like on a Copic, do not pull out the brush nib. When you refill a Copic marker, you always refill from the chisel end, or if you have replaced them, like me, I've replaced them with the fine bullet nib. You always remove that end because the brush tips can get damaged so much easier than the harder chisel nib or the fine nib. They're much more delicate, and that's why brush markers are always more expensive than your chisel tip markers. So if you do pull out a brush tip to refill these, I have not done it yet. I'm assuming this is, you know, what would be the case. Make sure when you pull this out, you pull from the very base of the brush tip. What I love to use is Copic has a special tweezers. And I have always used that now when I refill my Copics. And the difference with that tweezers and your normal tweezers is it has a little bit of a tooth, a little jagged edge in the edge of the tweezer itself. So it really grabs the nib and it makes it much easier to pull it out. If I think of it, I will link that Copic tweezers down below. They're not that expensive and they're well worth the money. So let's go ahead and swatch these out. You will notice that these are gray in color, whereas the original bullet nib markers are in black. So you'll immediately be able to see the difference. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to take these all out of the box. So here are the top 12. We have a Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend brush card. And then we have another layer. And another layer. And what is this? How to achieve a smooth blend. Apply the light color over the whole area. Use the dark color to indicate areas of shadow. Use the mid color to slightly overcolor the dark color and blend in. Reapply the light color, this time slightly overcoloring the mid color for a smooth graduation. It should be gradation. Okay. So we'll kind of go over some of that also. So what I did, I have a whole chart for the 48 markers in the original line. Now, because I was not sure which markers were going to be included in this set, I left all of the names blank. And I thought we would fill in this chart as we go. Like I said, this is the chart that I had set up for the original markers, and now I'm going to use them. Matter of fact, let me write on here Tritone brush, because I'll be typing this all up once I get this all finalized. So I do have a piece of cardstock back behind, and I'm going to try to get these in some semblance of order. Let's get the browns, the grays that go last. Let me pause for a minute, and I'm going to get these in the order I want them. Okay, I think I have them in some semblance of order. Whether they stay in this order when I do the final chart, we'll see. But I did also grab, this is my completed color chart for the initial, the bullet tip versions. And like I said, there are 48 in that set in total. Only 24 in this, as of right now, that I could see anyhow. But this is how I did it. I did the blend names here, and then the light, the medium, and the dark for each marker. So for instance, this is LY1, LY2, and LY3 in the light yellow marker. So that's how I'm going to do this chart. Like I said, I'm not sure which markers are included in this new brush set. But yeah, this is how the original bullet tip set is set up. So a lot of really pretty colors. So even with just 24 markers, that doesn't sound like a lot, but you have to consider there's actually 3 different colors in each. So even though there's only 24 markers, you have 72 colors. So it's quite a few. Not the hugest set, of course, but it's nice that they set it up where you have your light, medium, and dark all together in one marker. Okay, so we are going to start out with, and I'm going to zoom in for this. We are going to start out with the Fair Skin Blend. I do see they don't have any yellows in here. We're in this new set, whereas we did have a light yellow and we had a citrus. We do have a gold yellow, which I do have. I'm going to start out now with the Fair Skin. I'm going to put that up above that gold yellow, which is kind of an orange. We do not have the coral either, though. So okay, so we're going to start out with the Fair Skin Blend. And if we look on the side, we have FS 6, 7, and 8. So we have FS 6. I'm just going to put the number, and 8. So let's start out with FS 6. Ooh, these brush tips are nice. And then we go right to the medium. And then you turn it around for the dark. Now this is just plain copy paper, printer paper. So it'll take a little bit to dry. I should see if I have a cleaner sheet of cards, because I use this to swatch other stuff. I don't want that to come up while the alcohol is drying and you can see stuff underneath. Let me get a clean sheet of cardstock for underneath here. One moment. Okay, this should work better. But as you can see, there is a really nice gradation of color. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I'm going to put that in the box there. Let's go on to the next one, which is Gold Yellow Blend. And on this one, we get GY1, 3, and 5. GY1, 3, and 5. I don't always agree with the 3 colors that they picked to go together. For instance, like this one, This is a huge jump between, for the burnt orange blend, between BO2 and BO4. I think they should have maybe went to BO3. Because 2 and 4, that's a huge jump to try to blend. You know what I mean? There was another one. There were a couple of them where I'm like, where was the other one? Oh, here. This was a biggie, and I bet you, yep, this is going to be the same thing because it's GY. No, it's not. It's 1, 3, and 5. Okay, 1, 3, and 5, but there's still a huge jump here. So we're going to see if it looks the same because, yeah, to me, this is a huge jump between 3 and 5. It's so much harder to blend this. Not impossible, but harder because they're just so far away. So that'll be interesting. I'm assuming it's going to be just as far. So here we have GY1, which is interesting, unless I have a typo on that one. I don't think so. And then we have 3. Turn it around for the dark, which is 5. And we'll let that dry. But yeah, I think there is still a huge jump. But interesting that they went with GY1 now instead of the GY2. It's just a little bit lighter. So there's quite big jumps between all 3 of these, aren't there? Yeah. Okay. Let's go on. You know, they didn't ask me for my opinion, so. Burnt orange blend. And on this one, we have BO1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, 4. Okay, start with the light. And these brush nibs do feel kind of soft, like the Illustrator markers. So I'll have to use them for a bit before I can really tell. And here's number 4. Again, let me get more in center. Again, quite a jump. Yes, because it's burnt orange, the other one that I thought there was a huge jump. Yeah, see, these 2 that I pointed out are the 2 that are included in the brush set. And is it BY24, did I say? B0Y24. Now it's YBO134. So there's a bigger jump between here, but not here. 4 is still awful dark though, isn't it? So here's 1, 2, and 4. And 1 and 2 are a good blend. But then you jump up to 4. Here's 1 and 3, which isn't too bad. But between 3 and 4, wow, it looks like there's still one missing in between because that's quite a jump. Huh. Interesting again. Okay, on to the next one. We do have Coral Blend, so I lied. We do have Coral. And we have CR1, 6, and 11. 6 and 11. That really sounds like it's spread apart, doesn't it? And by looking at the color of the rings, which of course you can't necessarily, I mean, they're not going to match the rings exactly, but it does look like there's quite a wide spectrum of color in here. So here's the 1, which is a beautiful skin tone. 2, or no, 6, so that's your mid-tone. And then your dark, which, yeah, those are really spread across. Again, they didn't ask me. Let's see what Coral was. Oh, I like this so much better. We have 1, 3, and 6. Why didn't they stay with this? because that was a beautiful blend. Isn't that pretty? So instead of the 1, 3, and 6, we have 1, 6, and 11. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's go with our dark red blend. And included in this blend is 1, 4, and 7. I don't know if they got feedback on the blends that they picked before and took some of that into consideration and decided to switch it up. But again, my opinion, but I don't think the changes were real good. So that's a really nice red. That's DR1. Then we have 4. And then we have 7. Very dark. Again, quite a jump in between. Okay. Then we have, going into the pinks, we have Pale Pink Blend. And this one is PP1, PP4, and PP6. So you'll see the initial 2 letters here always go with the name of the blend. So we have Pale Pink, which is PP, Dark Red, which is DR, Coral, CR, Burnt Orange, BO, and so forth. BO, yeah, that's not a good one. PP1, not a pretty pink. PP4, which has quite a bit of orange in it, doesn't it? And PP6, which is very dark. Seems like another odd blend. Let's see what Pale Pink was here. It was gorgeous. 1, 2, and 3. Maybe could have went a little bit darker, you know. 2 and 3 look pretty much identical, don't they? So they could have maybe went a little bit darker, but this to me looks really strange. That does not even look like a pink. It looks like a coral. Boy, I don't know about these. Here we have a Bright Pink Blend. Hopefully we get going better here. And this is only my opinion, so others may have totally different opinions. BP 1, 4, and 7. And before we even do it, let's see, BP 1, 2, 3. So something tells me we are going to have a lot of contrast to these also. 1, so it is definitely bright pink. 4, okay, that's not too bad. And 7. Oh, that's a huge jump. How do they, I don't understand how they think these are going to be that blendable. You know, if you do like straight coloring in your coloring books, these are great. I mean, the colors in here are absolutely gorgeous. The ink, the Spectrum Noir ink is really great. I would still say Copic kind of has a step up on Spectrum Noir, but the Spectrum Noir ink is really good too. And now that they do have the brush tips out in the Tri-Blends, I want to work with them a little bit more. So this one is the Magenta Blend. And in this case, we have 1, 3, and 5. So MG 1, 3, 5. What did we have before? We had 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 3, and 5. I don't know. I'm getting a little discouraged here. Pink Violet Blend. So we have PV 1, 3, and 4. Pink Violet before. Where is our pink violet? Oh, way up here. We had 2, 3, 4, which again is a pretty blend. So we have 1, which is a very pretty color. We have 3, kind of a jump, and 4. That one's not as bad. That one is, you know, definitely doable. Whereas like this and this one just, I don't know. Yeah. This. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. And we have a Hydrangea Blend. Because the colors of the Spectrum Noir markers themselves is really pretty. Okay, we have HB 1, 2, 3. Yay! That's what I think it must have been before. Hydrangea. Yes, 1, 2, 3. And isn't that pretty? So they left this one alone. So we have our pretty HB1, HB2, and they maybe could have went a little bit darker, but HB3. No, they really couldn't have, because 3 would have been too big of a jump. So I am so glad they left that one alone. Okie dokie. We have Purple Blend. I'm amazed in this set of 24 that they are actually including 3 purples. Purple is very underestimated, underused. PL1, 3, 5. Purple before, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1. Looks more pink, doesn't it? 3. Oh, look at that huge jump. And 5. Oh my gosh. I mean, does somebody else know something I don't? Why they would have switched this up so much and made such huge leaps in between each one? Okay, let's, enough of me belly. Let's go on to some blues. We have True Blue Blend. So we have TB148. Oh boy. 148. Whereas before we had 569. No, that's True Blue shades. True Blue we had 234. Ooh. So very different. It's such a pretty color. And 4. I mean, it's gorgeous, but look at the jump again. And 8. Okay. Not saying a word. Let's go on to Blue Turquoise. And we have BT 259. And before we had 789. Nope, that's the shade. I lied. 345. So again, nothing like what it was prior to. And you can tell by the numbers, there's huge jumps. 5. Again, the colors are gorgeous. Just, I think, going to be hard to blend. I mean, look at the jump in between. Whereas blue turquoise here, and then this is the shades. See, this does not include, we would get, you know, the actual color. Then we would get another set that included the shades. So these all did not come in the same sets. So the shades, of course, were much darker than the original one. Like here we have the blue turquoise. Then we had the blue turquoise shades in a different set. Whereas now they're including some from the blue turquoise along with some from the shades all together. You know, this is using the blue turquoise 2, which is not even on here, and then 5, and then 9. So yeah, I mean, it could have been like 3, 5, 7 even would have been better. But again, my opinion only. We have green turquoise blend. I'll just write fast and messy. So we have GT 1, 2, 3. Ooh. It's the little things in life. And I imagine that's what we had before. Let's see. Let's go to green turquoise. Yes, we did. We had 1, 2, 3. Yay. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 2 and 3. So, you know, isn't that gorgeous? You know, and even that's, you know, a big enough jump, but it's definitely doable. Especially when you put your base layer of your lightest color on first. You know, while that's still wet, it's, you know, makes the other ones easier to blend. So, you know, that is doable. But okay, never mind. All right, then we go to Jade Green Blend. And we have JG137. There's got to be a reason why they did this. I don't understand. Jade Green before. We had 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have 1. Isn't that gorgeous? Very similar to green turquoise too, kinda. 3 and 7. Enough said. Okay. Let's go on to a light green blend. And we have 1, 3, 5, which isn't too bad. And on the others, light green, we had 1, 3, 5. Yay! 1, 3. Isn't that pretty? And 5. Oh, love that. See, and that's another nice thing about having all 3 colors in one, is it's so fast to go from one color, one shade to another, so that you can blend it quick before the alcohol evaporates and the ink dries, because that's the most important thing with blending alcohol markers, is you want to get that next color in while it's still wet, so that it'll move with the next color, right? Okay, so then we have, oh no, citrus, no, citrus green. I'm going to be, oh, we do a yellow. No, we don't. Citrus green blend. There is a citrus and a citrus green, so. And we have CG124. Doesn't sound too bad. And before, we had 123. So there might be a little bit more of a jump here. So we got 1, 2, and 4. Yeah, again, that's quite a jump, whereas here it wasn't. Okay. But again, I mean, they're gorgeous colors. But okay, we have Alpine green blend. Another thing that was brought up in the initial set, and I'm sure it's, you know, the case in these too, because we do have the 3 markers in one, how much ink, you know, is really in these, because your marker is really only that long, right? Each marker is pretty short. You know, how often am I going to have to refill these? How long is it going to last? And you know the answer has to be they're not going to last as long as a full-size marker. Depending on, I guess, you know, how much you color with that particular color is going to be the answer. But, yeah, I don't know if there's anybody that truly tested it out yet as far as, you know, how long. You know, sometimes you'll see some videos where they will continuously go, like I think there's one that has a Sharpie. How many pages will a Sharpie cover before it starts running out? I don't know if anybody tested these in regard to that or not. AG135. And before, we had 135. Hot diggity. 1. I love that color. Spring green. 3. 5. I'm glad they didn't change that because, you know, that's enough of a jump. But again, it's doable. Then we have a dull green blend. And DG134. Before, we had 123. So, might not be too bad. 1, 3. Ooh, yeah, that's quite a jump. But yet between the 3 and the 4 isn't. I mean, there's hardly any difference. So they could have went, you know, 1, 2, 3 maybe, or 1, 2, 4. Okay, we have now into some brown, some earth tones. We have gold brown blend. This is a really pretty color. And GB1510. Oh boy. Before, our gold brown was 135. And isn't that pretty? Oh boy. 1, 5. Well, that's not too bad. Could be worse, but then 10. Oh. Okay. On to tan blend. You know, because if you were trying to do hair with this in a nice blend, so you had like a highlight in the middle and stuff, I don't know. I guess maybe that would work. TN178. 1 to 7? Holy cow. TN178. Before tan, we had 124. Again, if somebody knows the reasoning behind this, please let me know, because there may very well be a very good reason why they did this the way they did this, and I just am unaware of it. You would think there's got to be a reason. So there we have 7 and 8. Boy, even between the 7 and the 8, right? Considering the numbers are one right after another. Then we have Earth Brown Blend. This is pretty too. Earth Brown. And we have 147. So EB 147. In the bullet tips we had, where's Earth Brown? 1, 2, 3. So they are using some of the Earth Brown and some from the shades. So we have 1, 4, 7. Okay. Only a couple left. We go into a couple of grays that they've included. So we have Brown Gray Blend. So BG 269. Before, Brown Gray was 234. So this is a nice warm gray. 6 and 9. And finally, we have an ice gray blend. So they gave us a warm, sorry about that. They gave us a warm gray, and now they're giving us a cool gray. IG 2710. And ice gray before was 245. So again, went to a few in the shades. So there's IG2, 7, and 10. Okay, between those two aren't real bad. Okay, so that is all 24. Let's zoom back out. And let's take a look at the 24 markers. I can already see, again, let me know in the comments below if you are seeing anything differently than I am. As you can tell, I much prefer the blends that they included in the original Tri-Blend. I always say Tri-Tone, don't I? The Tri-Blend bullet tip markers. Much better than what they included now in the Tri-Blend brush. I should write that out. I always say Tri-Tone, Tri-Blend brush. Well, like, you know, the fair skin, that's good. This is a jump. It was before. This is a jump. This is a jump. Here. Well, this one, well, I mean, yeah. The ones that they left alone, like here it's 1, 2, 3. This is an odd one. I mean, these, like I said, these colors are gorgeous. Love, love, love the colors. I just, yeah, trying to blend these together. So yeah, let me know what your opinions are. I will leave a link to these down below in the description if you want to check them out. I will also leave a link to the 24 set of the bullet tip brush, or bullet tip brush, yeah, right, bullet tip Tri-Blend markers, if you would want to try those out. Right now I can see me using these probably more for straight coloring than actually blending, but I'm going to have to play around with them a little bit and see. Again, this is on plain printer paper. So if you go on marker paper or something, they're going to react totally different, or quite different anyhow. But just looking at the names, you can see how big the jumps are between the tones. So that alone, you know, kind of tells you the jumps in the shade that the colors are going to be. So yeah, let me know what you think. And again, I'll leave links down below in the description to both of these sets, the brush and the bullet tip. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed the swatching of the new Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend brush markers. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I put out new content like this. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, and as always, happy coloring. Bye guys.